What up, vinyl community? My name is Kieran. Neil Groove is the channel. Welcome to part 2 of my Detroit finds. If you didn't check out part 1, you might want to do so. Happy Labor Day. Enjoying a nice beer after a hard day's work. I didn't work today, but spent the whole day around the house cleaning up, tidying. I'm catching up on some stuff, so before I go make dinner, I figured I'd get this video in so that I get it out there now. Otherwise it would probably take another week or more, knowing that I have a busy week ahead. So yeah, where I left off was I had done 2 kind of quick days of digging, was part 1, and then part 2, which is this, was the full day of digging with my cousin. So as I think I mentioned, we were kind of doing the reverse order. Last year we had started with Dearborn, Hello, Peoples, and then around. But this year we finished with what we started with. We started with what we finished with last year, which was street corner music. And I'm actually missing a record here. Anyway, I didn't get much at street corner music, although it is a really good store. I highly recommend you go there if you can. Not a huge selection, but good stuff, fairly priced. I actually bought some stuff that I already had, but I resold it on Instagram just because it was records that I don't see very often. So I figured someone in the VC would want them, and they did. Anyway, and the guy, I think his name was Aaron at Street Corner, was really cool. Gave us some tips about where to go. Gave me some tips on where to find some paper goods, actually. So yeah, I did grab a record which I don't have in front of me right now. Just a $1 record, Matume, You, Me, and He, I think it's called, something like that. Anyway, late 80s. It was, cheap record, but there's some nice little boogie sounding stuff. So after Street Corner, we hit up Solo Tapes and Records, something like that, Solo, and it was okay. There wasn't much. I grabbed a couple cheap records. I found a couple for my cousin too that I already had that he grabbed. So I grabbed this Cold Blood. I already have a copy of this, but I remember that my cover had some seam splits or whatever, so this is a cleaner copy. This is something that Van Secco Funk had shown years back and recommended as like a kick-ass funk record, and he's not wrong. So now I have an extra copy of this to pass on to someone. But if you see this, it's like a cheap record. I think this was $4. Not expensive, but worth every dollar and more. Like really dope. Lydia Pence on the vocals, but really some hard-hitting 70s funk music. Worth checking that out. What's the label anyways? I don't know. San Francisco. I'll show you guys what that label looks like. I think it's from 74. I'm not sure what year. Doesn't say. Next, round 2, the Stylistics. I don't know if this is any good, but there's a track on here. I don't even know which one it is. I think it's You and Me, which is sampled on it's a Jay-Z and Ja Rule song from when I was a teenager, but I always really liked the beat on that track. I think it was on DJ Clue, the Professional CD, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was called Gangsta Shit. Anyway, not the best song, but I love the beat, and this is where they got it from. So I probably wouldn't have paid more than what I paid, $1 for this. But yeah, I'll listen to the whole thing for sure. So I was just happy to find that track, which I had heard online before, but never had on wax. So yeah, they had like a okay jazz section. Like I said, grabbed a few things for my cousin, and as I was leaving, I saw that there was a little box by the cash that was like rare collectible stuff. It wasn't big, but there was a few jazz things in there. an Art Blakey record, which was not in very good shape, and I think they were asking 200. I was kind of like, and there was one record that I was interested in, but also asking more than I wanted to pay. But I just said, you know, what would you be willing to do on this? Not really wanting to lowball her, and she cut the price almost in half, so I was happy. So I grabbed it. So I left with this, something that I had been offered a couple times by members of the VC, but didn't grab, and I kind of regretted it. So this is a sealed copy of this Dick Griffin record, A Dream for Rasan. This is on Ruby Records. So this is an 80s, one of those 80s records that probably, I don't think sounds like an 80s record. With a killer lineup, as you can see: Gary Bard, Stanley Cowell, Cecil McBee, Billy Hart, and Idris Muhammad. So yeah, I haven't cracked this one yet, but I'm looking forward to it because I've heard really good things. I think I probably sampled it on YouTube a while back, which is what made me regret not grabbing it for cheap from one of you guys. So that was Solo. I would say it's worth popping into, but not like go out of your way to get there. It's not like a must go digging there like People's, Dearborn, and I would definitely, you know, Street Corner, I would definitely hit up. You're gonna find some good stuff there probably. But it was close by, so I'm glad I went, and I would maybe go back depending on what my schedule is next time. Then we headed over to Found Records. I don't have anything to show from there. There was a few things I was interested in, some cool stuff, but I didn't end up buying anything. There's one record that I'm kind of just remembering right now that was there that I'm slightly regret not buying, but my cousin did grab a few things. I had read online, like, don't go there, but online I read that it was mostly new records. And then I think the guy at Street Corner had told us kind of the same thing, but we went to check it out anyways. And it wasn't like the new and used are mixed together, but I was expecting like all new reissues and stuff like that. But there was a solid amount of used stuff and a bunch of stuff I already had that if I didn't have it, I would have grabbed because the price was fair. So definitely like kind of similar to Solo, I would say. Although I didn't grab anything there, it's slightly better selection. It's a bigger store at Found Records than Solo. Where did we go after that? I think after that we hit up Detroit Threads. So I'd been there last year. It's kind of like they have a bunch of used clothes, and it's really known for its dance and like techno and house and stuff. It's a really weird store, honestly. If you're around, check it out. It's in Hamtramck. And last year I had found a few records there. The Wildflower compilation, or I don't know if it's compilation, but the Wildflower records, the Loft Sessions. So I wanted to go back and check it out, but I didn't find anything. There was one Ahmad Jamal record there on impulse, but yeah, not much. So Detroit Threads probably would cross it off the list and try something else. But if you haven't been, I would say go check it out. And if you're into like more of the house techno scene, apparently it's, you know, it's cool, but I know nothing about that. And then there was another store, I can't remember what it's called, that we hit up last year on that same street as Detroit Threads. We did not go there this year. Graveyard was the other one around there that we went to last year. I wasn't really into going in terms for the records. I remember I wasn't too impressed. Didn't find anything there last year. But that's where the guy from Street Corner told me there was paper goods. So we were doing well on time. So I decided to pop over. And I asked the guy there, the owner, if what he had. I heard that maybe he had some paper goods. He went to the back, pulled out his big binder. And I did buy some stuff. So spent a bit of money on some paper goods that I'm gonna frame, and I think I have some photos. I already put them away for now, but if I have the photos, you'll be seeing them. I'll try to add them to the video here. Nothing crazy, but not like the crazy Strata and Tribe stuff you see at on the wall at People's, but I was happy to grab it. It'll make a nice addition to the record room. Didn't buy any records. Actually, I think I found a couple records from my cousin that he grabbed. Some, I think Lonnie Liston Smith, can't remember what else. Anyway, so then off to People's. And there was a record that I was eyeing at People's. I had already been there twice, remember, on Monday and Wednesday, and this was Thursday. So I was kind of like, the idea was if I hadn't bought too much throughout the day, that I would probably grab that record. And I had, as you can see, had not bought much, except for the few records also that I was gonna kind of just put up for sale. So knowing that I would probably get my money back on those. So yeah, kind of went for it. So I grabbed 2 records. There was one, they had added something else to the wall, which was this. So Leon Ware, Musical Massage. This is on Gordy, Motown record, 1976. I've heard good things. I'm not really familiar with it, so I'm looking forward to digging into this one. And then the pièce de résistance, as they say, of the trip. I had kind of seen it the 2 previous days, as mentioned, and had been thinking about it, and decided to go for it. They were able to, the price was a bit higher than I would want to pay, and they were able to kind of do something, which is why I decided to get it. So this is a message from the Tribe. This is the 3rd cover, I think from 73 or 74. There are 2 previous editions, so I guess it's a 3rd pressing or 4th, who knows. But anyway, the record's in great shape. There is a little bit of writing on the cover here. It says good jazz. But yeah, record's in really nice shape. Plays beautifully. So this is, a cornerstone of the collection, as they say. I'm really happy to add this special record. So that's 2 years in a row I grab a Tribe record. They did have a Strata record, the Bert Myrick, not sure how to say his name, but the music on that one isn't as exciting, and because I was getting this one, I wasn't gonna grab that one, although not as expensive, but I found it was a bit overpriced. They kind of had it above what it goes for. Anyway, so yeah, message from the Tribe. 2nd Tribe record in the collection. After that, what did we do? We were pretty much done after that. We didn't, so someone had told, a few stores had mentioned Sound Explosion as a place that, was relatively new, or I don't know what the deal was, but people were saying that they had found stuff, or people they knew had found stuff there recently, and it was on the way home. We were kind of done time-wise. It was a little tight. We ended up getting there at like 5:45. It said they closed at 6. We had left the house at 10, so not the longest day, but still a solid day of digging. And remember, if you watch a previous video, we had to get to a KRS concert in the evening. So we decided to, knowing that the store closed, we'd do a quick stop, and near Dearborn, actually. I can't remember the name. I think it's Inker. I'm not sure the name of the area. Anyway, 2 old guys chilling there. Didn't really seem to be in a rush to get out. I felt, I'm always conscious of other people, and the store was supposed to close at 6, but they were like, no worries. I think they were just happy to hopefully sell some records, but a lot of stuff in there. I didn't have time to go through it all. Kind of just went through the new arrivals, found some stuff on the wall, quickly ripped through some of the jazz section. The records were really, there was a lot of records in not the best shape, and found they were a bit overpriced, but found some that were like okay, and they ended up being very flexible on the prices. So if you go there, nice guys, and yeah, they made me I didn't pay anything close to what they were asking, which was weird. But I did grab a sealed copy of Larry Willis Inner Crisis, which I put up for sale, and was for a very fair price, so that disappeared quickly. I had just got a copy from Chris Cole, so didn't need it, but kind of cool to find a sealed copy. So I did grab 2 records there, and then also found some for my cousin. This is a really beat up copy of this record, but it's one that I've always wanted. The only other time I've seen it, it was more money than I wanted to pay. And this one, although it's really scratched, it plays fairly well. Like, I can still really enjoy the record. And obviously because of the condition, I think it's the second pressing, but was nowhere near very much cheaper. So really happy to add that. I threw this on as soon as we got home and was, really happy with how it played, considering the condition. And the second record I got there was a Detroit Soul record, which I was just kind of intrigued because I sampled it quickly, sounded pretty good. Not amazing, but I couldn't find nothing online about it. So that kind of made me a bit more curious, and it wasn't expensive. So this is Linda. Her name is Linda Ross. I don't know if she signed that. And this is from like 82 or 83. 1982, recorded at Tantus Studios. So yeah, I don't know anything about this. That's what the label looks like. And there's a range of stuff. There's some like gospel-y feeling stuff, some more like disco-y feeling stuff. But overall, it's a really nice record, not mind-blowing, but kind of cool to pick something up that doesn't exist online at all. I couldn't find anything about it on Discogs, on just Google searches. I put some of this up on my Instagram story. Anyway, so that was cool. Little Detroit soul record. Okay, oh yeah, this pile's first. I'm gonna go through this really quickly so this isn't too long. There's a lot of records here. As I mentioned, Encore had moved to their new location. And then on the Saturday, I think was the last day they were gonna be open in their old location, and everything was $1. So I had gone through some, they had some jazz in different places, but I went through the first ones, didn't really find much, and then we needed to get out of there. And as we were leaving, I realized there was another jazz section, so I kind of just ripped through and grabbed some stuff out randomly and left. I don't know that I'm gonna keep all this, but some stuff to just check out, and worst comes to worst, I can just bring it into the record store for credit, because they'll probably give me $1 for it. So, but we'll see. I'm sure there's some good stuff, okay stuff in here. So I'll show you what I grabbed. Sad that it was, my last time being there, and I kind of wanted to, buy something since it was my last time at that old location that I've been going to for a long time. James Newton. This is on Gramavision from '83, with John Blake, Anthony Davis, Slide Hampton, Billy Hart, Jay Hoggard, and Cecil McBee. Basic Life. I've seen this one before, not like I've seen people post it, but I didn't realize it was from 1988. Kind of curious to hear what this sounds like. Don Ellis, Shock Treatment. No idea. We'll see. Sure, some of you guys know that. Don't have any hopes for this one. John Blair, We Belong Together on CTI. This is a sealed copy. Who else plays on here? Ray Mantilla. No one else I know. Ronald Shannon Jackson, Pulse. Not really super into him. It's pretty heavy. But anyway, it was $1. This one is on, I think, Celluloid, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. And it's from 84. Curious though to hear what it sounds like. Robin Kenyatta, Stompin' at the Savoy. What made me grab this one, it looks terrible, but is that Billy Harper plays on here. So I was kind of curious to hear what that sounded like. What year is it from? 74. Diodato, Whirlwinds. Miroslav Vitouis, Majesty Music. Ron English, this looks absolutely terrible, but Ron English is, plays on a lot of those Strata records. This one's from 1988 on Hot Doc Records. And zero expectations, but we'll see. But because he was from the Detroit scene and I was in Michigan, I grabbed it. Jerry Mulligan, Age of Steam. no idea. A lot of musicians on there. This I already have, but it's a dope record, so I'll give this to someone. Jessica Jennifer Williams. Charles Earlin, Odyssey, no idea. 76. Who else plays on here? Ron Carter, shocking. Oh, John Blair, John Abercrombie. Michael Urbaniak. We'll see. Benny Wallace with the Blues Ensemble of Biloxi and the Wings song. John Schofield, probably not gonna like this. Keith Jarrett, Backhand from 1975. Dewey Redman plays on here. Charlie Hayden, Paul Motion. Recorded in 74. Has potential. Louis Smith Quintet, Prancing. Junior Cook, Roland Hanna, Sam Jones, Billy Hart. Probably like some straight ahead, but probably nice for $1. Hank Crawford. Hank Crawford's back. Oh god, I didn't know he went anywhere. Someone's on here courtesy of Fania. Nicky Marrero. Fred Wesley on trombone solos on here. We'll see. And another James Newton. Luella. Who's on here too? Similar lineup. Abdul Wadud, Jay Hoggart, no, not Billy Hart, Cecil McBee. That one's from 84. Okay, so that was the Encore $1 finds, already at 22 minutes. And then I was leaving on Sunday. That's the end of the record. By the way, that's, I don't know where it is, but the same thing. I was playing in my Detroit Part 1 finds, this Quartet Now record, which I picked up at People's. Excellent. I wanted to play it again since it's really good and it's appropriate for the theme. Okay, so one more stop, which was on my way out. I couldn't resist to stop in at Dearborn on my way, since it's only like a 5 minutes out of my way. Well, 10 if you count the 5 and 5, but you know, knowing that I wouldn't be back there for a year. What I didn't realize is that Sundays is when they put out all their new arrivals. And apparently there's a lineup. There wasn't a line when I got there because I got there an hour after they opened, but when I realized where the new arrivals were, thanks to one of their employees, that's when she told me, oh, of Sunday, there's tons of people that come. So like I mentioned before, I've probably been missing great stuff in the new arrivals when I was there the Monday prior and the Wednesday. But I did find some good stuff. All new arrivals except for, oh no, not true. A couple of things that were added to the wall. It's crazy. There's just always good records going out at these stores, particularly People's and Dearborn. But this is the one that really grabbed my attention. Betty Davis. This is his debut, self-titled on Just Sunshine Records. Didn't have a copy of this. Very happy. This is a double actually. But I don't see this record. The one I bought online, so I've seen it in person. And I really like this record. Figured I'd grab it. This is Max Roach, Lodestar. For some reason, Billy Harper's name, who's on this record, is written on this label. I hadn't noticed that. Really good record because I love Max Roach, but I love Billy Harper as well. That one's on Horo Records out of Italy. Another one out of Horo that I grabbed, George Adams, Suite for Swingers. George Adams, Don Pullen, David Friesen, Danny Richmond, Alfonso Vieira. And this has 3 tracks. The first one, the first one on side 2 is Blues by the River, which is kind of more of a bluesy track and not, you know, it's okay, but it's not super interesting. But the other 2 tracks are absolutely stunning. Melodic Rhapsody and the title track Suite for Swingers are really, really nice. So yeah, not like, you know, I wouldn't say you have to own this record, but I wasn't sure if I was going to grab it, and I'm glad I did. There's a copy online. I checked, you know, I got it for a fair price, not anything cheap, but there's cheap copies on Discogs that seem to be in good shape. So I would recommend you pick it up. I'm sure you can sample it online. And then a few other records I grabbed there. Was happy to find a copy of this. Complete and Unbelievable, The Dictionary of Otis Redding. Oh no, it's a Dictionary of Soul. I don't know where the Complete and Unbelievable comes into it. But anyway, the album's titled Dictionary of Soul. And this is on Volt. This is a stereo. Looks like a mono pressing. Don't know this record actually. The Watts 103rd Street Rhythm Band on Warner Brothers. I have a later one of by them. But yeah, so looking forward to that. This I listened to earlier today, one side of it, and it was really, really good. Elvin Jones, Midnight Walk. I don't have any of his Atlantic stuff. I actually don't know how many records he has on Atlantic, but this is an original mono pressing, and it's, yeah, really good. Who else plays on here? Thad Jones, Hank Mobley, Dollar Brand, Steve James, and Donald Moore. Very good, not expensive. And one more, Luther Ingram, I've Been Here All the Time. This one I know just from the Dilla sample on Donuts, but I think it's Donuts, yeah. But when I've sampled it, it seems a little slow for me, but anyway, it's from Memphis, distributed by Stax, but the label's Coco, which I've never heard of. Coco Records. Some Memphis soul. Some grown man soul. Anyway, so that's it for 2019 Detroit finds. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel Needle Groove, please do. And if you haven't seen part 1, you can click on the link and check out part 1 of my Detroit finds. And I'll be back soon with another video showing you guys all my finds from I guess my online digs for the year. So I got a little crate which I'll show you guys. Peace.